Hello, microphone check 1 2 1 2. Microphone check 1 2. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to another edition of Sierra Media Live on YouTube and Facebook, and welcome to the sporting edition of the African Nations Cup 2025. We the host now Morocco this year. So basically, we're here today to run down the commentary and analysis of the third place position played by two of Africa's greatest footballing side, winner Egypt versus Morocco. Well, the game just started, just about 2 minutes gone of the first half, and we're here today to watch these two people play. And we don't know exactly what's in the outcome of the final. It will happen tomorrow at 7 now Rabat. So today the match between Egypt and Nigeria they take place now Casablanca in one of Morocco's greatest Mohamed V Stadium. We Nasai are on gain couple of experience over the past couple of years as I have covered the WAFCOM there in the semi-finals and also Nade Abin Station where I cover most of the female Afcon will take place na Morocco. So today, as we are watching two of Africa's finest, Egypt we get the best record for the African Nations Cup, and Nigeria will follow suit. But I think these two countries find themselves in this position today because of their performance during the semi-finals, and it wasn't a great one by both of them. Egypt played a game we did not actually play for win to some extent because they were more or less a defensive side. We not get no attack at all, just one shots on target against Senegal. And we all know what's in the encounter with Senegal don't face with Egypt over the past couple of years, especially for the AFCON's final will take place na Cameroon. So not so easy target for them, and they may realize say then get for do even more this time around. But can you imagine for the entire half of that particular match on both half, first half and second half, you only have something like one shot on target for Egypt, and that was not a good result at all for Egypt. But we see the way how Nigeria performed against Morocco when at the host nation in the semi-finals. Again, they too played the best they can, but would I say they play for win that particular match? No, they actually play for draw because even when it gets to the end of the penalty shootout, they did the best they can, but that was not good enough in the standard at which Nigeria don't use for play over the past couple of years, especially when it comes to the African Cup of Nations. So today we get them now playing against each other, Egypt versus Nigeria. Then they play for third place. These are the countries you don't really get to see playing for third place at this particular competition. They either knock them out at the final or they will possibly go to the semi-finals, where quarterfinals or second leg. But for them getting two countries also for play for third place, I think it's one of the most interesting thing we don't happen in African football. But we can't give up in African football because again, there's a lot more we need for land as a nation, and we get to see exactly what's in the issues that we African football the face over the past couple of years. But the game has changed. The game has improved a lot. A lot has happened. A lot of developmental strides them don't take place from various different chapters. Of course, we don't see what in Morocco don't do. They don't do everything possible for make sure they match the standards of the European game. And at the moment in time, we get for look at what in we feel to say African football stand for, especially when it comes to African Nations Cup. We don't see a lot of concerns being raised by some of the coaches. Them say they want to move the tournament for 4 years, which I think some of the African coaches are not happy with at all because they say it will kill the game. At the moment, it's been a platform for African nations to sell their players to European clubs, and I think they're looking forward to that greatly. So, go nice for make them just change the tournament momentum from Usaidi and then in can go to 4 years. Yes, we'll not say World Cup is being played every 4 years, but there are certain other league they really play, other world tournament they really play after every 2 years intervals. So that is exactly why I think the African coaches then they complain, especially the Egyptian coach. I think he raised a huge concern over the fact say African football should not be played just in just within 4 years. I think it will kill the game spirit, it will kill the momentum, and then you're not gonna make the game develop. But for the fact in the plan every 2 years, it means people are overexcited about it. People are very much concerned. Sorry, 1 second, guys. So people are very much concerned for know exactly say now that the game is being played every 2 years, then therefore improve that and make sure say then give other host nations then the opportunity. I know the Nations Cup is not easy to put together, and we know say there is nothing much fund all over Africa for me able for host time is a huge tournament, but we get for fund money and make sure say we maintain the 2 years gap. They want for make them 4 years so that it could suit some European clubs then, especially during the time when they play the Afcon. Then they complain say it is the crucial time for European clubs then for maintain the African players they really play that then club then they. I remember a couple of years back, Alex Ferguson raised a huge concern over the fact that he doesn't really like signing African players, especially because of the Afcon. And the reason for that, now the fact, say when Afcon come, then they reduce the amount of players then we they play in the Premiership, especially in your team. So if you really watch the way how you really sign foreign players them into Manchester United, it was actually limiting the signing of African players them. We believe say get for go represent like the Afcon every 2 years, especially the crucial times they would then believe say the league then they get their own Premier League status where it become very tight as in towards the end of Christmas and early January. I mean that's 4 weeks of Premiership football, and if you have all your main senior players representing the African Cup of Nations, I think is a crucial time for those particular teams. So watching some of the clubs, then they say then they make some of the players then get like injuries until 1 week, 2 weeks before Afcon, and sometimes some players and they refuse for go. But I don't think it's nice because it will not be nice for them not to represent their nation when it comes to the African Cup of Nations. But again, we don't know exactly whether that will stand because Morocco don't do very well for pour money into the African Nations Cup. We don't see exactly what you don't do over the past 10 years in terms of raising the profile of the African football. But we will talk about that as we go along. But if you're watching, thank you for joining us. And don't forget to send in your comments and suggestions and possibly what you think about the AFCON so far. If you've been following the matches, what are your highlights and what are some of the things that you believe could change the game for make the African game become more improved or more well attended. This is Mohammed V. Mohammed V. Now the biggest stadium, one of the biggest stadium in Morocco, and one of the oldest, and it serves in time. And as I say, it's a very outstanding and massive stadium. We get a huge capacity, and when you go in there, you go understand exactly what I'm talking about. So definitely Nigeria they played today against Egypt, and if you can see, it's a full house capacity. And we don't see some elements of games that are not being well attended. We don't also see games that we fully attended. But I think there will be a time when things will change slowly, and then we'll be able to foresee exactly why we believe say the game need more fans on the pitch or more fans than at the stand for support, because again it's a game of joy, it's a game of respect, but there is also money involved. So it's not good to have all these games and we get less people and really watch them. So stay tuned and continue to watch. If you not get any device for watch them, make sure say you check all the YouTube channels them online. You go able to see exactly some of them when they show the game. Now let's go to the game. 10 minutes gone of the first half, and Nigeria has been attacking. Both sides are trying to prove their supremacy for this particular third place. They don't want to go home without nothing at all. Again, like I said earlier on, these two nations are not always in this position. They either go into the final or they knock them out, either the quarterfinals or for maybe the second rounds of the tournament. But this time around, they find themselves for play for third place. It's not a bad thing really, but nobody wants to do this. They would rather go to the final and lose or otherwise lost in the initial stages. But they are very proud to be in the position to play this particular third place. Now Egypt is on the attack and Nigeria is defending. It's been a very interesting tournament so far. And the likes of it for proof say this is one of the it's the third greatest tournament in the world, I will say proudly, yes, because after the World Cup you have Euros and then maybe Afcon. Then it's time for downplay the Afcon. Well, European clubs are trying to downplay the Afcon as much as they can, but I don't think the federation itself is allowing that to happen. Now back to the match. This is for full house capacity right now. Nigeria is in possession, lost it to Egypt, and when Nigeria won it again, just close to their 18-yard box, and they're knocking it around from one player to the next. Headed down by a Nigerian wingback, put it down again. Egypt defended very well. This is a very interesting match, and we are yet to see anything spectacular. It's just 12 minutes of the first half gone. And by the way, we put a competition last week for somebody we go predict the score between the Senegal and Egypt match, and we have a winner, and that winner is going to collect his prize today. So when he come to the studio, if at all he come to the studio, we go give him the prize where he go proudly show to the one that we possibly go out for win prize for today's match. So today's match is between Nigeria and Egypt, and I want for like somebody predict the scores, so that person they go get some t-shirts and mug from Sierra Jam Media. That's a shots on target, but saved by the Egyptian goalkeeper. Is the Egyptian goalkeeper using their number 2 or their number 1? I'm not too sure. I yet to see his face to confirm. So Egypt is on the ball now. They're knocking it around. It's been a very hectic month for Moroccans, and that goes straight in the hands of the Nigerian goalkeeper. I'm gonna call my friend later on. I know he's not happy, but he was quite happy to be part of us today, as we say, my Nigerian friend, we come on all the way from Lagos for cover the African Cup of Nations. We call him Biggie anyway. We met in Ivory Coast for the Afcon 2023. That's a very good shot by the Nigerian striker, and it goes straight into the hands of the Egyptian goalkeeper. And that was just a replay of a match incident that happens earlier on. So thank you very much once more. If you're watching Sarah Jane Media live from YouTube and Facebook. And today's edition of sports is the third place position for the African Cup of Nations between Nigeria and Egypt. Egypt is on the ball right now. They're knocking around and they're still in ball possession. And Egypt is on the ball again. Knock it all the way around to the goalkeeper. The goalkeeper is in possession. This match, I think, except otherwise, but I don't know if it's going to end up on penalty shootout again, because these two nations haven't proven to be a better side when it comes to penalty. I know it's a shame for them to be here. They would have loved to play against Morocco, which would have been the biggest African Cup of Nations final between one of the best African country and one of the best African country when it comes to records of holding to the African Nations Cup trophies. But unfortunately, we didn't get that, and that's not good enough. But anyway, we can deal with that for right now. Morocco is defending well in their own half. They're knocking it back to the goalkeeper, back to the wing back. And that's a long pass that goes all the way to the midfield. in the legs of Mo Salah. Egypt is still in control. They're knocking it around once more. The midfield is quite open. That's a nice pass. Oh, the Nigerian goalkeeper came out and did a very nice clearance. And he goes to the right flank of the Nigerian defense. That was a nice build up by the Egyptians. The Nigerian goalkeeper has been very busy today. He's been a busy man. But I'm not surprised at all. Nigeria is now on the defense one more, just few yards away from the Egyptian 18-yard box. And that's a cross headed down by Egypt and straight into the legs of the Egyptian goalkeeper and defense. Sorry. Now is a goal kick for Egypt. As we all know, there is a huge element of controversy within the Nigerian side for like almost a couple of years down the line. They've signed a couple of Nigerian-based coaches, and this time around they decide to go away. Going away has meant a lot to the national team, and I think they've tried to be where they are. They've got some flair in their play. The game they used to play has changed slightly, but they were not too hungry for winning this one. Egypt is in possession right now. Nigeria won it back. And Nigeria is holding on to the ball. 18 minutes of the first half gone. Nigerians are taking their time. And it's a good thing that they are taking the time. They don't seem to be in any hurry at all. And this time around, we're yet to see what the Nigerians are made of, with one of the highest amount of goals scored in this tournament. And Egypt has only conceded few goals apart from the penalty shootout. No, it wasn't. So far, Egypt is in control. That's a long pass all the way down to, was meant to be all the way down to Mo Salah. But unfortunately, the Nigerian goalkeeper came out and collected swiftly, and he knocks it around to the midfield. Nigeria in possession of the midfield right now, still holding on to the ball. Send it down to the flank, across down the line. Still Nigeria in holding on to it. That's a cross and headed back out again by Egypt. And it goes for a throw in favor of Nigeria. Egypt is not taking this lightly at all. And Nigeria is on the attack again once more. In the midfield, they're holding on to the ball in the midfield. They knock it around. Back to number two, the wing back, to the defender again. And ball the way back to the goalkeeper. If you're watching, please don't forget to send in your comments and suggestions, like I said, because this is the third place player position for the African Cup of Nations 2024, the 2025, that is now currently playing at Casablanca at the Mohammed V Stadium. So we'll be looking forward to tomorrow's final, wherein we're going to have Morocco against Senegal. This is the clash of the West African giants and the clash of the North African giants. So football is going to be determined tomorrow by those two nations to see who's going to be the best for the African Cup of Nations 2025. Will Morocco win it as the host nation? 2023 won it, Ivory Coast were like the underdogs and they did not perform well in the initial stages of the tournament, but find themselves to be in the final and automatically won it. That's a foul in favor of Nigeria just inside the Nigerian 18-yard box. And the Moroccan striker wasn't happy about it because they think it's a handball. Yes, it is. The ball was brought down from his chest and it rolls over on his arm. And that is definitely a handball. So once again, the Egyptian bench is warming up. It looks so intense, even though this is the third place position, but they are quite happy and look tense at the same time. The Nigerians are supporting in full capacity. I know they could have done more if they had gone to the final. It looks like Morocco is very cold right now because all the players are wearing like jackets. It's very much interesting to know. Because under normal circumstances, these players will be wearing maybe just a simple tracksuit top, but they are on full-blown jackets. So maybe the atmosphere is very cold in Casablanca right now. That's a nice pass down to the left flank of the Egyptian side. Egypt is in control one more time, going into the box of the Nigerians and pass a lot long and defended well. Lost again by the Nigerians, just few yards away from the Nigerian 18-yard box. That's a 1-2 by Egypt, and that's a bad attempt on goal, and it goes out for a goal kick. That was a nice build-up. Unfortunately, if you go out for a corner kick, yes, it is. Mo Salah has taken the corner quickly, and he knocked it just out of the 18-yard box and back again to the flank. That's a nice cross, headed down, fighting, scrambling. Egypt is still in control, lost it to Nigeria, and the Nigerian defense clear it out all the way down to the half of the Egyptian side. Egypt is still in control of the match. I will say ball possession is about 50-50 here today. Egypt is in control once more, lost it again, they're back on it, and the foul has been given in favor of Nigeria. So there the Nigerians are going to possibly take something home for consolation, or the Egyptians might be taking something home for consolation. Just for the fact that they made it all the way here. Egypt is in control in the 6-yard box of the Nigerian half and saved the game by the Nigerians. And that is going to be a counter. Beat one guy, two. Nigerian in the middle of three. Or lost it again to the Egyptians. Egypt is in control right now. Holding on back to the ball. Taking their time to knock it around. In the midfield, nobody has dominated this match so far. But we are actually seeing a swift match between these two nations. So if you're watching, please send in your questions, comments, and we can talk back a little bit about salon football, because salon football self gets a big role for play in this particular tournament. But so far so good. I think we president of the SLFA is definitely there in Morocco, maybe watching. For the sake of protocol, I think he's there, and there was a meeting held a couple of days ago. We get the heads of all the major football organizations in Africa representing their countries. And I think we are in some of these meetings for future opportunities, not really telling us what contributions we have made, but they'll be very proud to send in. All right. I don't get one strong Egyptian supporter right now. Aliyu Jallo, Egypt, we go. This is our game. Okay. Well, Ali, if this is your game, can you predict the scores for today's match? I'm not saying you're correct, but Egypt has been attacking so far, and that's a nice. Oh, that's another side netting by Mo Salah. Egypt, maybe you're correct here to say this is the Egyptian game, and Egypt is possibly going to win it, but that is yet to be proven, as Mo Salah just slightly miskick for the second time. The goalkeeper made a brilliant save for the first one, and then the second one was a side netting. Egypt's on the ball again. That's a cross into the half of the Nigerian 18-yard box, and it goes all the way out for a goal kick. So Ali, if you sure say this is not Egypt's game, now forgive your prediction. Santiago win something and tell us where you're watching from, and we'll be able to see how we can best send you that memorabilia if you so dare win it. The Egyptian coach, I love his passion. His passion for coaching is just too extraordinary. He's always on his feet, running down his short box. Now, John, small box now I get, but he's doing effective well running around that box area to get his team on their toes. He doesn't really sit at all. Immediately the game is kicked off, he will be on his toes until the referee blows his final whistle. The Egyptian keeper came all the way out of his 18-yard box to do that clearance. Yes, is Egyptian number 2 in goal right now. They may have been taking the rest for the number 1. Osimhen is also on the bench. What a surprise package today. Are they resting some of these players only to come on in the second half to create their own impact? Nigeria is on the attack one now for the first time in the last 10 minutes. Cleared out again by the Egyptians. And they go straight into the legs of the Egyptians. They do a 1-2 on the left flank. Oh, that's a foul. That should be a foul against Nigeria in favor of Egypt. It was a brilliant counter attack by the Egyptian number 8. And a foul. And Nigeria is holding on to the ball right now again once more. Nigeria had made some couple of changes in this match. I haven't been seeing much of the players that you expect to be on the pitch. Maybe are they resting them, or that's a nice cross and goes straight into the hands of the Egyptian goalkeeper, who is still holding on to the ball, making up his mind of what to do next. Nigeria has not been impressive so far within the first 29 minutes of this half. Egypt has dominated this particular half. They've got a couple of chances, they've got a couple of attempts, but very few of them were on target. And we hope it doesn't continue like this, except if Nigeria introduce some of their major players that are on the bench right now. I don't know for what reason why they're resting them, or I don't know for what reason why they haven't been featured in the 10th place position playoff. So far, so good. Egypt has dominated the first half of this match, and they haven't been able to score yet, but they have made all the attacks that Nigerians haven't made at all. Nigeria have not hit the target for once yet, but they've made a couple of attacks, but unfortunately none of them were on target to be threats. Egypt is on the attack again once more, just on the edge of the Nigerian defense. Egypt is on the flank left. That's a cross into the box and headed out by the Nigerian defender. Back again into the legs of the Egyptians. The confidence of the Egyptian side is growing rapidly. And Nigeria seems to be losing their cool at the moment because Egypt has been in full control of this match so far. That's a foul being given towards Nigeria. Like I said, the Egyptian coach is very anxious, a very anxious man that does not take nothing for granted. Every match to him is a final. Every single match to him is a final. Okay, that's a foul. Just round the deep circle in the midfield. And the Egyptian players are very much into this game. They're not taking any chances at all. And Nigeria has been defending for the past 20 minutes of this match. And their counter attacks are not really that much impressive. And they really had to step up the game if they want to win this match in any cost. Egypt is in possession right now. They're knocking it around confidently into the Nigerian half on the flank again for Egypt and across. That was too deep and it goes beyond the Egyptian wing back for a goal kick to Nigeria. Egypt has been attacking a lot, but not convincingly. But at least they have a huge percentage of the ball possession. And Nigeria has just been defending, even though they are defending well, but they need to step up their gear and act to see if they won this match by all costs. Now they are attacking in the midfield, all the way down to the left flank. Another position, and it is a corner that has just been awarded to the Nigerian side. I don't know whether I'll be able to get hold of Desmond this afternoon. I'm going to give him a call later on and just get his opinion and analysis of the tournament so far. And that's a corner straight into the goalkeeper's hand for a punch away to the opposite side of the pitch. And Nigeria has a throw in again for the second time just after the corner has been taken. This seems to be one of the biggest threats Nigeria has actually put on Egypt so far since the game started. So it's 34 minutes gone. And Nigeria is now in possession once more again, all the way down to the Nigerian half. And they're building their attack now on the flank again once more. And that's a long cross into the legs of the Nigerian wing back on the left. And he turns and faces the Egyptian defender. Did a cross into the 18-yard box and saved by the Egyptian goalkeeper. That's the first try on target. And Nigeria has taken the lead. Yes. Nigeria had just taken the lead. And this was the very first prominent attack that they actually made since the beginning of the match. 35 minutes gone. And they've just taken the lead by scoring a header. So Nigeria is now leading by 1-0 after all the hard work of the Egyptians so far. And Nigeria has proven to be a better side by not just playing this match as much as they can, but secure a goal. It was a header, and it was a clean header, and it bounces off the Nigerian striker, and it goes into the goal for the first goal of this particular match so far between Egypt and Nigeria. The goalkeeper was actually deceived by that ball. He saved the first one. He bounced it back and threw it on the left flank. And it was a crossover for the second time in the deep, inside just at the edge of the 6-yard box, and headed out and headed into the goal by the Nigerian striker. So Nigeria now leads by 1-0 at the Mohammed V Stadium. 36 minutes gone, and we are now looking at an interesting match between Nigeria and Egypt. I can see some Ghanaians on the stands as well, supporting Nigeria today. Very interesting. Ghana is not in this tournament, but they found themselves playing for Africa in the World Cup. A very interesting scenario. A footballing side that did not qualify for the African Cup of Nations, but indeed qualified for the World Cup. So what is better, the World Cup or the African Cup of Nations? Your opinion is highly needed here. Is the referee checking it for a VAR? Yes. Hopefully, what the referee wants to give a foul. Is it a foul? A contact, an elbow contact by the Nigerian player against the Egyptian defender before the ball was actually headed into the net of the Egyptians. So what is the referee going to say about this? Is it going to offer the goal as a goal or a foul for a free kick to be given? Referee's decision is highly anticipated right now by everybody watching on the pitch. What's the referee saying? What's the referee saying? What's the referee saying? Go on, referee. What are you saying about your decision? What? No goal. Oh my God. No goal. A yellow card has been given against the Nigerian striker, and it is a no goal situation. It's rather unfortunate. The goal has been disqualified because the referee. But the sad thing, I don't think it's deliberate. I think that's a very harsh decision by the referee. I don't think it's a deliberate foul. I don't think the player realized, and he's been yellow carded for that incident. Unfortunately, the goal has been disallowed, so Nigeria is no more leading by 1-0. Now the match is 0-0, so Egypt still stand a chance to make their way through to secure the third place of this tournament. Possession so far, Egypt 59, Nigerian 40, and possibly the disallowed goal may have changed the momentum of the Nigerians right now because they seem to be on the attack. And we're yet to see what will be the analysis of this particular first half, as Nigeria has just had a goal and has been disqualified by VAR for a foul against an Egyptian defender just inside the 6-yard box, but it was not a contact by the goal scorer, but contact by another player. Maybe the referee thinks that may have distracted the player not to challenge for the header. And Nigeria has been playing very well over the past 2 minutes, and now Egypt is on the attack right now on the left flank. Are they going to do anything positive about this? They're knocking around just within the left corner of the pitch, and on one-on-one lost it to Nigeria, and a foul being awarded to the Nigerians. Quickly taken. Oh, he lost it again to the Egyptian. I don't know why he was dilly-dallying with that ball. Cleared out by the Nigerian defense. Egypt is in control once more. This game is now developing. It's becoming a very tense game between these two nations. They are now determined to at least make a point. Is that point going to be as anything relevant to talk about? Yes, Nigeria in possession right now in the midfield area. They're pushing it very hard. Are they going to go straight into the Egyptian half? Yes, they do. That's a cross, and it goes out for a goal kick in favor of Egypt. 40 minutes gone of the first half, and Nigeria has taken a little bit of control of this match now that they have been refused a goal, and the outcome of this match so far will be determined within the next 5 minutes of the first half. So if you're watching out there, don't forget to send in your comments. We're coming to the second half soon, and we're going to have a good discussion with one of my colleagues who is in Casablanca right now, watching this match as it unfolds. Biggie is going to give me his analysis of the match because he's on pitch side, and Nigeria is now on the attack once more, and a foul being given in favor of Egypt. So far, so good. Nigeria has taken a little bit of control of this match, and they are putting Egypt under pressure right now, and they are making them struggle to be able to defend this Nigerian side. Nigeria seems to have few more players that they have introduced for this third place position, and they seems to be doing very well. I don't know why they haven't been featured that much within the tournament, but when you have players like Osime, you have players like Lukman, you might not want to put them on the bench because you think they have the talisman to be able to change things around. Nigeria is on the attack again. That's a quite good 1-2. Oh no! Saved by the Egyptian goalkeeper. But that was a nice and brilliant 1-2 by the Nigerian midfielder and defenders and strikers. Nigeria is in position once more. They're knocking it around back to their own half. That's a nice drive by the Nigerians. They are now in control of this particular match, and that's a foul possibly. Yes, it's a foul being awarded to Nigeria. The momentum has changed just before and after the game. After the goal was disqualified by VAR. 43 minutes of the first half gone, 2 more minutes to go plus extra time added. Nigeria has been in control now within the past 5 to 10 minutes, and they've just secured another throw just few yards away from the Egyptian 18-yard box. On the right hand corner, our throw is going to be taken quickly. A short one back to the legs of the throw taker. Nigeria is in control, and that's a cross blocks by the Egyptians, and that's a 2-footed tackle. And they called 2-foot bars. I think that was very, very tight. Osime is very anxious on the bench, and I think that's a terrible challenge by the Egyptians, even though it was not that dangerous. But I think he's got both legs almost ready. So that's a free kick, defended well by Egypt. Nigeria is in control once more. They are now taking control of the match. Every second ball comes to them, and they are now trying to do everything possible to maybe secure a goal before the end of the first half. All the way down to Mo Salah. Nice first touch, beats one, and cleared again into the Nigerian half. Oh my God, it's a yellow card again for one of the Nigerian players, and that's the Nigerian captain, number 15, a foul against Mo Salah. That's a deliberate stoppage. That was a good skill by Mo Salah, and he deliberately stopped him not to go anywhere. And then called Fitiai card. Then the card you with Fitiai out to because you say I not post you and take this. In a police case. So if you're watching, it's 45 minutes gone of the first half, about 4 minutes extra time being added to it. And I'm going to call my colleague Biggie immediately, maybe a minute after the end of the first half. Now Egypt has a free kick being taken and headed out by the Nigerian defense. Back again into the legs of the Egyptians. They're holding on to it on the left flank. And that's another cross into the 18-yard box of Nigerian defense, and cleared out again by Nigerians. Straight down into the Egyptians. And they are now in control once more, and defended very well by Nigerians on the left flank of the pitch. And that's a quick throw by the Egyptians. No foul given. Referee's not watching that. A nice decoy, but a goal pass to the Egyptian goalkeeper. Egypt is in control once more. Won by Nigerians again once more. And the referee's whistle has gone for an early incident that took place earlier on. For the 6 minutes, almost 2 minutes of the extra time being played for, 2 more minutes to go. Nigeria, Egypt is 0-0 so far. And this is taking place right at the Mohammed V Stadium in Casablanca. That's a long pass by the Egyptian, cleared out by the Nigerian defense. Goes all the way up in the air, bounced back down, and a foul being given in favor of Nigeria. Is he going to be quickly taken? No. Right now we're watching Nigeria, Egypt, or Egypt, Nigeria, the other way around. And it's 0-0. About 3 minutes of the extra time being played. And Nigeria is now in possession. That's a nice cross all the way down in between the Egyptians, but it goes all the way to the goalkeeper, who just drops it down and start the attack from his goal line. So thank you very much if you're watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow us on Facebook, as we're going to be bringing you many more lively programs online soon. As the goal kick all the way down into the Nigerian half, defended very well by Nigeria. A quick throw being taken. Egypt is in possession, and that's a foul in favor of Egypt. So if you're watching, don't forget to join us and share the link and get more people to be involved. Egypt has defended very well in that corner. That's a long cross all the way down to the left flank. And defended very well by the Nigerian wingback. Right, first half is officially over. The first half whistle has gone. And Nigeria took an early lead but disqualified by VAR for foul against the Egyptian defender. Mo Salah hasn't had much attempts yet. He's been tied up in the corner there, not doing as much as he can. And Nigeria took control of the game within the last 10 minutes so far. And hopefully when they resume play, they will be in a better position to do more. Mo Salah is smiling off the pitch like a very happy man, and he enjoys playing football. One of Africa's richest footballers to date, and maybe, just about maybe, this is going to be his last African Cup of Nations, because again he might want to focus now on club football and give way to the youngsters to be able to perform and represent their country. Let me see if I can call Biggie quickly so we can have a quick chat, and then I will possibly likely call another colleague of mine who is based in Holland, and then maybe see if I can call my own controversial commentator on all sport or all other discussions online, Mr. Fred Clay, if he's watching. All right, let me try to get on to Biggie right now to see if I can get him on. And all these guys were not really happy not to see me this time around in Casablanca or in Morocco. Let me see if I can get hold of Biggie once more and get him to get us his analysis of the match so far and what they think will happen on this particular match. I'm still waiting on Biggie. Maybe he's gone for a quick cup of coffee. I might give him some time and then call him back later on. All right, let me do that. I'll give him some time and see if I can make another call to another friend of mine who is possibly watching the match right now. I don't know what time is it where they are. So far, if you're watching, you're watching Sarah J Media live on YouTube and Facebook, and you're watching our commentary match between Egypt and Nigeria. See me if I can get my man on the phone. This man is always busy. He's a very busy man. So yeah, but in the meantime, let's talk about Sierra Leone football quickly before we go into the second half of the African Cup of Nations, third place between Egypt and Nigeria. Like I was saying earlier on, we delegates them, we go represent this particular, well, go represent the tournament na Morocco. But I think, are they there for photo ops, or they're there to actually push the game or to make recommendations of how some nations in Africa could participate in the bigger stage, and what sort of contribution that they are going to make in terms of being meaningful, not just to attend, sit down, don't say nothing, and then just vote when necessary. We should be able to put across our case some of the things that we have that are challenging us, how the game can be improved, what sort of support they are going to give us as an African nation who is going into football. I remember decades ago, Morocco started off a concept of building female football in Africa, and they did it alongside Sierra Leone, because Sierra Leone was the domination that they were working on, and they tried to build the football, the female football in Africa, which was growing very slowly. And since that time, their game has improved a lot more. Their female football has improved a lot more. As you can see, they went to the Afcon final hosted in Morocco, and they hosted the last one anyway. But I didn't follow that one up, even though I wanted to attend it. But I didn't want to go back to Morocco for the second time for the same tournament, and then go back to Morocco for the third time for the Afcon. So that's why I'm not there right now. To me, it's just like a working holiday, and that working holiday is where I will go around and do stuff, and cover the matches, and maybe do some elements of more recording and talk to people who within the surroundings. So what I did in Casablanca for the WAFCOM, it was an interesting one. I tried to cover as much as I can in terms of all the matches, and I went to Rabat, and I also tried to go all the way to Marrakesh to cover a friendly for the not a friendly the home based tournaments for the Lion Stars. I think it was against Burkina Faso. I'm not too sure what country they were playing against anyway. So salon football over the past couple of years has gone up and down. We've seen a couple of changes in the management structures. We've seen a couple of things that have happened that maybe we were happy with or we're not happy with. But again, it's part of the it's part of the game. But the game has been involved in so much politics that I'm not even sure why that is happening. So far so good. I think the way we are looking at things, it could go either way. And one of the ways that it could go is the fact that when we want to talk about Sierra Leone football, if we try to put politics away from it, maybe we'll be able to discuss Sierra Leone football. But if we want to talk about Sierra Leone football and we think we have to do everything that we can do, then we have a problem. And the problem we're going to have is the fact that we cannot mix politics and football in Sierra Leone. It's one of the biggest mistakes that we've been making. And if we continue to make such mistakes, we won't be able to get nowhere. So we get for look at how we get for look at how we talk about the game, how we get people them involved in the game, and how we look at the administrative structures of what in the game will actually look like. But so far, in all respects, or in all various different ways we look at salon football, much no they happen. And when I say much no they happen, we try, we do the best we can. The fan base is great, the support is there for the fans, but we lack a lot of professionalism in some quarters. Now when you look at representation, how many people then they represent in tournament like this where they supposed to get the actual representation of players them, or people that really involved in the game more than just spectators. So we buying more tickets, we paying more per diem for spectators more than people that are involved in the game. And what we fail to realize, the game then gets value and respect to the one they really run them because they don't have money. So then they compromise their integrity in some cases. Then they compromise their integrity for me to make sure say they get their own livelihood. But if we get them involved in some of this stuff, then we do as in tournament wise. If we get tournaments, we go, we take more of the officials. Then not to say that the officials them are the talk about, so not just the one the way they can propagate say they are officials, but the officials then we really need for they follow this team for see how the best thing able for help for developing different quarters. So if we go now, for example, go to Casablanca or go to Morocco for go watch this African Cup of Nations, who are the people that we're taking along? Who are they? And what benefits are they going to bring back into civilian football? So if we take the wrong people then because we sabi them, because they get political connections, because they are ministers, because they are directors, because they have influence within government, what are they going to bring into the civilian football organization? What are they going to learn that they will come and implement? Are they making visits to the academies? Because these are some of the reasons why you should go to those places. Get a delegation of civilians and where they develop grassroots football. So whilst they're there for the purpose of watching the semi-finals or the finals, or might want to take 2 or 3 days there, that is fine. Or possibly pay for them to go to Morocco and go understudy what are the Moroccans doing that is working. But they're not doing that. They will go take people away now for glady no more. Give them per diem, go sit down per baby business. Or fly them baby, then go begin get fun instead of actually learning something from what the game should benefit from all those other nations. So we need to go. Because we got the wrong people the way they represent the country in various different quarters. They were not supposed for that in the first place. So if you say, for example, now you go Morocco, you go try for see how then they operate. So you go to 1 or 2 coach, or you go to 1 or 2 physio. You say, well, fine, we go Morocco. I want you to go understudy what's in the physio then they do now the smaller clubs then within the Moroccan clubs then for look able for see how we can able for replicate some of them stuff then. So sometimes it's not just what we learn on paper. How we physically they implement what we learn on paper is very important. Because otherwise, most of we offices they will not be failing because their heads now people who don't either live in Europe, who don't live in America, or don't live in the UK. So they have the capacity to do more. They have the capacity to change things, but they refuse to do so because they think about their own selfish self. So it's very difficult to get the right representation where they go that in tournament there. So I have witnessed a couple of those incidents anyway. One that in fact say we were in Cameroon and it was a disaster behind the scenes. The setup behind the scenes was totally crap. And I don't get no disrespect for anybody, but the setup behind the scenes of the game itself, it's nothing to be proud of. Nothing to be proud of. So we got to begin look at how we change the status quo of the operations them of the people who they represent we. Because when we get the wrong people to represent us, then you get the wrong people then for actually help for develop. Again, the same thing happened back in the Ivory Coast. I was in Ivory Coast and meet one rain person when I Sierra Leone we come out, well, two actually. We come out Salon for can cover the Afcon. Even though Salon not qualify, but two people then try for camp. We are journalists they want to see. And then two people they want to see. Sorry, I wasn't too impressed with one of them. Because the thing is, if you actually come for can support the game, you get to look at them differently. All right, like one of my colleagues quickly, whilst we wait for the second half for starts, we get a Nigerian TikToker waiting online now. So I get one of me own bra, me own boss. Today they can represent. I get one of Sierra Leone's finest on the line. I want to make sure say say we did live on Sarah Media, and I call you today, and I believe say you don't follow up this tournament from the beginning, and you don't see what's in the African football don't do on this particular tournament. Welcome to the program, Mr. John Sama, one of Sierra Leone's finest midfielder. I can call him Mr. Jaga Jaga. So welcome to the program. Yes, John. You are live on Sierra Media. I don't say you watch the third place right now between Nigeria and Egypt. But I want to get your overall opinion of the tournament so far since you don't start because you don't follow them all the way through. Did I take you unawares? I know. Now me nobody can do that. Okay. Right. Okay. So far, I don't say you don't put some strong emphasis over the discussion don't get within the past couple of weeks about the Central African countries and which until will not be they look at that much. And they talk about the likes of the one that we already know, the Nigeria, the Ghana, the Ivory Coast, the Mali, the Senegal, the Morocco. How about the Central African one then? Okay. Mm-hmm. So were you disappointed for the fact say we get Egypt and Nigeria for play for third place because it would not be like the other way around for the final kind of in a way. Mm. Right. Okay. So who do you go predict for win this tournament? Being that Morocco is the host nation and they're going to play in the finals against Senegal, we don't win on one team over 2 years ago or 3 years ago. You feel to see them stand any chance? It's a goal offside. I just want to just know the game just started not even a minute ago. Nigeria don't get a first goal again when they don't overrule as offside. So over to you back again, John. Mhm. Yeah. All right, thank you very much, John. But I get you back tomorrow, so now for make sure say you ready for me tomorrow. I need to take care of yours tomorrow. All right, thank you very much, John Sama. We will talk later. All right. So I'll come back to me man Biggie's on the line. Hello Biggie, welcome to Sierra Game Media Live. I know see you're on pitch side right now. Yes, Biggie. How are you? So what do you think of your performance so far? I know you just been disqualified, another goal just a minute of the second half starting up, and you've got another goal that was disqualified before the last 10 minutes of the match. So what do you think about your performance so far? Okay, because the first 30 minutes of the match was dominated by Egypt. Nigeria was nowhere to be seen, and I think it was a struggle. But they decided to change the gear and increase the pace of their performance, which actually made them had the goal that was disqualified. So, what do you think has been the problem so far with the team overall? Yeah. Okay, do you think Nigeria is going to introduce one of their senior players that are on the bench right now to make sure that they win this match? Okay. So, what do you think is going to be the next move for the Nigerian national team? Is this going to be another step up gear for the nation to bring in more players that may have some elements of controversy surrounded by them, or are they going to have a new structure of the administration, or they're going to remain with this coach that they have now? Okay. Okay, are you going to stay over for the finals tomorrow? Okay. All right. Thank you very much, Biggie. I will definitely talk with you tomorrow for the finals, and I wish you all the best in Casablanca. Thank you. All right. So thanks very much to Biggie. Again, we've started off the second half very well in favor of Nigeria, and they've been under attack so far. They have a couple of shots on target, not compared to the way they finish off the second half. The first half within the first 30 minutes was primarily dominated by Egypt, and they step up their gear for the last 10-15 minutes of the first half, and they've started off the second half immediately just how they left the first half. So far, so good. They've got a goal disallowed for offside just about the minutes of the second half starting, and Nigeria has been in possession since then as they are pushing forward to secure themselves a goal on this particular match. I've got a missed call from Des. I called him earlier on, but he didn't pick up. But I'm gonna call him back again anytime soon. But I'll send him the message so that he's aware that I'm gonna call him because I've been taking people unawares this afternoon. So far so good. And we are watching the match right from Casablanca, Mohammed V, which is one of the greatest footballing grounds for Morocco, and Nigeria and Egypt are trailing by 0-0 goals, and we are yet to see the introduction of Osime and the other players that are one of the senior players within the Nigerian squad. We've seen Lukman has been introduced, and the momentum on the midfield has slightly changed. Nigeria has got a lot of more ball possession, and they have made a couple of more attacks just within the first 5 minutes of the second half. They have made more attack compared to the way they finished off the first half. So if you're watching, thank you very much for joining us, and don't forget to send in your comments and suggestions and prediction if you can for this particular match. And don't forget, tomorrow we're going to be back here live for the final of the African Cup of Nations between Morocco, the host nation, and Senegal, the not immediate one-time winner, but the winner for the 2023 African Cup of Nations in Cameroon. And they defeated Egypt. And now Nigeria is on the attack, cleared out by the Egyptian goalkeeper. Like I said, the game has slightly changed since they introduced Lukman. The momentum of the Nigerian side has improved greatly, and the pace has gone up a little bit, and they are now on the attack as the first half ends and the second half resume. Nigeria is now passing a long pass all the way to the Egyptian goal and headed on by the Egyptian player. Nigeria is in position again once more, driving it deep into the Egyptian half. Cleared well on the flank, which an Egyptian player 1-2v and a goal. The defender and the goalkeeper cleared it out. Back again into the legs of the Egyptian. That's a nice bend. Blocked by Nigerians. And Nigeria is on the attack again. See, the game has changed now a little bit. Nigeria. That's a nice drive into the Nigerian half 1v1 and a cross blocked by the Egyptians. As the referee's whistle gone, what is it for? Gameplay continues. Egypt is in control right now. The midfield seems to be empty. Egypt is in control again. They're knocking on the left flank to another Egyptian player. Egypt is in control in the midfield. They are taking their time to knock the ball around so that they can kill the pace of the Nigerians that has increased over the past 10 minutes. And now Egypt is building the attack. Offside, yes, by the referee, and the linesman has given Nigeria an offside. So the Nigeria has been given a lifeline to relax a little bit, and that offside was given against Mo Salah. So it's 0-0 so far. 5 minutes of the first half gone. No, 10 minutes of the first half gone. And we're yet to see no goals from both sides. But Nigeria has been unfortunate to have 2 goals disallowed. One of which was a direct disallowed goal, and then the second one was offside just immediately when the second half started. Nigeria's on the attack again once more. That's a long pass all the way down to the flank, and it goes out for a goal kick in favor of Egypt. Right, so we are now looking at the Egyptian goalkeeper. He's taking the goal kick, did a short one to the Egyptian defense on the wing back, and then he sends it to another Egyptian players. This is too tight. This is too tight for a call. Are they going to be able to keep it? No, they lost it to Nigeria in the 18-yard box. And they delaying with the ball. They are taking too much of their time. And it's gone out for a goal kick in favor of Egypt. Lukman was complaining about that. And he won it nicely. Was he looking forward to? Oh, I think they anticipated for something that they were both looking at each other for. Well, you cannot blame the captain for that. I don't know what Lukman wanted, but I don't think his captain was actually paying attention to what he wanted to do. He left the ball in the loose so that the captain can take it over, but I don't think that really happened. So if you're watching us, you're just joining us, don't forget to like, subscribe to our YouTube page. And by the way, in the next couple of weeks to come, Sarah Gem Media is going to be launching a new subscription program on YouTube. So basically, you have to subscribe to our page to be able to watch our exclusive programs that we're going to be bringing to you guys. It might involve some cost, but it's not going to be that much anyway. So we might be looking at maybe in between £2 to £5 a month, and that money is going to be used for putting together productions. I know production is very expensive these days. It takes time and money to produce any of these programs. So we'll be looking forward for your support come February. I think, yes, come February, because we're going to be running programs that we might want to put on our subscription platforms only for subscribers to be able to watch those programs. Or at least we'll bring you a program every week, and we might bring you maybe 2 programs every week if we can on our subscription channel, which we're possibly going to launch within the next couple of weeks. So stay tuned for that. And if you're not subscribed to our channel on YouTube, please do so now, so you'll be able to have access and opportunities to watch some of the programs that we are coming up with. They are going to be interesting anyway. I know people know that we do interesting programs. There are going to be some controversial ones, and there are going to be some programs of full-blown entertainment. Some will be politics, some will be sports, some will be entertainment anyway. So you're going to be looking forward to that anytime soon. So now let's go back to the match. Egypt is in control once more in the midfield. They're driving it right into the Nigerian defense. 1-2 by Mo Salah. Still holding on to the ball, the Egyptian midfielder. Knock it to the left. And Nigerian's going to defend this well. That's a massive shot well over the bar of the Nigerian goalpost. So far, so good. Osimhen is still on the bench. He hasn't been introduced yet to this match. I know for sure he might have a chance to play for maybe 15 minutes or 20. but it's almost about 13 minutes of the second half gone. When is Osimhen going to be introduced? We yet don't know. So far, so good. Egypt is making a change. They're bringing in Trezeguet. No, Trezeguet is going out, and they're bringing in Mahmoud Sabah. Mahmoud Sabah is the man that we have on our poster, and I think he has performed extremely well within this range of this tournament. And we know for sure he is a prolific striker that is very much deadly for the opposition. All right, we're still watching the game as it unfolds. And shots on target has been equal now, 4 on both sides. And we are now waiting to see what will be the outcome of this particular match today. As both sides has done everything possible to secure themselves a goal, Egypt has dropped the gear a little bit down as Nigerian has taken over. That's no foul. Egypt is still in control right now. There was a tussle on the flank, and Egypt managed to get out of that tussle. Nigeria is defending. The tussle continues into the 18-yard box of the Nigerians and cleared out for is either a goal kick or a corner or a throw. I see the Nigerian player calling for substitution. Maybe he may have pulled his hamstring or overstretched it as he was trying to clear the ball not to go out for corner. Yes, he did manage to do that, and he goes out for a throw in favor of Egypt. So far, so good. Yes, Osai is on the pitch, sitting down, may have pulled his groin. And he's seeking assistance from the medical doctors on the pitch. So today people will be wondering, why am I wearing these two tops? One of them is red and black and the other one is white. But guess what? These two tops are full representation of the football organizations that I am part of in the UK. Interestingly, Nigeria is about to make a substitute right now as the defender is not going to be able to carry on with this match. And one of Nigerians' prolific player is getting himself ready to replace the number 2 player for Nigeria. I don't think he's going to make any more contribution towards this match. Okay, like I was saying, people might be wondering, why am I wearing these two tops today? One of them is representing an organization, football organization in the UK, and the other one also is representing a football organization in the UK. Sometimes people doubt me football career. They don't know if say I play football. But the one they see me play, they know for say me a footballer anyway. So I need to argue about that, but sometimes people are not just sure to know that I played football in the UK, not a Salon back no more. I play football at Salon, and I play with some of Sierra Leone's finest in the early 80s. That's not the time, it was almost here. I'm just saying. In the early 80s, and I also play football in the UK with some of Sierra Leone's finest as well. And I played for one of the longest serving football coach in the UK. We been the coach one of the greatest Sierra Leonean footballing side in the UK as well. When Francis Conte, he's currently a lawyer, and he spends his entire time and leisure time and work time managing his club Golden Eagles, which I played for and won a lot of. Ayobi has been introduced on the pitch, and he's been replacing the number two player that has just gone off with an injury. So, like I say, I played football in the UK, and my footballing career in the UK lasted for well over 10 or 15 years. By then, the 10 they play ball in salon. Then they talk see enough for play ball because footballer you not serious. So, maybe they beat you enough for play ball. Me specifically. That mean, but I know when the NBA they can mess it now, me they can be going to different side and for go play. Let me get back to my man. Hello, Mr. Des. How are you, boss? How you doing? Not too bad. Oh, you the one commentary too? Oh yes, yes, yes. I just want to get your opinion because I'm live right now. I don't know what's been your take so far. Okay. Okay. Exactly so. Yep. Yeah, I totally agree with you. But Casablanca and Mohamed V has been one of the most greatest footballing pitch or footballing grounds in Morocco, and they're so passionate about football in Casablanca. So I believe, say yes, I'm not surprised for make Mohamed V get this kind of capacity. But tell me small about the football where you go watch because I know for say that you son in match, but we'll go off on a little bit about give you some short background of it. Okay. Mhm. Okay, that's great. That would be like a great and proud experience for you and also for you picking. And enough for say you know a dedicated man. We don't involve in all sort of sport. I see you don't into this Sierra Leone hockey. You know, man. Okay. Okay. Then I Gobere Junction, isn't it? Very close to that. Okay. Sure. Okay. We then said they the process for make them give them accreditation of make the Sierra Leone Football Association or the Basketball Salon Association. So they said they the process for make them become an association. So now then they collaborate for begin development of the game, and hopefully if all goes well, the first Salon hockey team will go play in Ghana in April. But preparations are still yet for where they select the players. But it's a good development because if you look at what is happening with young people in the Salon, it's this drought and other issues then, and more sports are coming in for engagement. It makes a lot of sense for the beginning. That's true. Very impressive. When I saw it this morning, I was like, wow, this one. What did you never sport anyone for Butcher Brother Salute? But again, the interest where they show in various different disciplines, them they make sure say people don't just succeed in football because that is not the only sport in Sierra Leone. There are other disciplines. So it's kind for diversify them from various different disciplines them. So how do you think this will benefit the younger generation of Sierra Leoneans? They will want to do something else, will not get opportunity for play football. This one is a very huge benefit, and in fact, if you look at the scale of the benefit now, now we don't report much more than a salon, and we get clubs in Africa when a basketball that they play. Because of the coming of this hockey, they don't automatically switch to hockey now. Now they're playing field hockey. Okay. And we get different communities, and our way the hockey teams, and they are very serious, they're very, very competitive, and you get young boys and girls, men, school going people as well who embrace the game, and then you get community people that will just get value because if the community not let color begin and participate in sport, all the children are not an answer. Sure. But now the community are now seeing the need for coming to the sport. But the major problem we will get with other disciplines, now that false impression will be key to communities. We are always focusing on professional aspects. So when you go make money, you can't be those, but nobody's looking at that participation. And for right. us, it's that participation we want the community to understand. It. The people who can't play, they don't be messy. But the values the way we take in life, the past with messy take, where you make money. So everybody gets your quality, get everything you get for compare with the other person. Okay. But you know, where poverty is the bedrock of a nation, everybody looks at the easy shortcut for Google money and elevate itself. So that's why people think more of a professional than just the aspect of participating and having fun. Okay, I understand that greatly, and thank you very much for that. Are you going to be ready for the final tomorrow, and what will be your prediction? Can I get you tomorrow live as well, if possible? Yeah, definitely tomorrow, me and you will engage. I'm super excited about the final. If you look at the build-up now, the football mentality war making starts. Okay. And Senegal are now complaining about being arriving with no proper security, arriving late, camp not being prepared for them on time. So the mentality of the game obviously don't switch to a kind of social warfare now. Right. So let's see the build up, what you get for lead to 90 minutes tomorrow, but I'm sure it's going to be an exciting one. Any prediction before the match? Well, it's very I'll go for Morocco for win because they are the home favorite. But you look at how Senegal take on Egypt by storm. That goal from Sadio Mane. I'm not go surprised if I see Senegal get a win. But for home advantage and everything around, I just give me color to Morocco. All right, thank you very much, Desmond. Definitely, I will try and get you tomorrow on the analysis as well, so that we will get a combined discussion between myself, you, and a few more other people. But will you be happy to be on the platform to be talking about what is unfolding as the match is playing? Because tomorrow is going to be an exciting, electrifying 2 hours of football. Definitely, this is what we live for. Come on, this is some of us. Sport is our nightclub. I know. Our church is our religion. So anything that comes around it, we will manage it. And I get a family as well. When I sport family, so okay. They're not on my neck to say no go do it. You express. Don't mind me. All right. We're on the train as well. So no problem. No problem. Well, that shows how passionate you are about the game itself. Anyway, you can actually respond and participate anywhere you are. You're not giving excuses to say, "Oh no, I need it for Camu because I didn't ask it travel." But at least you're managing and making sure that you participating at all costs. But thank you very much. I appreciate that so much, and definitely I will get to see you tomorrow, and then we will talk about the final between Morocco and Senegal. So congratulations to your son once more, and make sure say you have fun. Not do too much, oh, you get for come back now. All right, thank you, Desmond. Okay, then see you. All right. So that was Desmond Payne, one of Sierra Leone's finest contribution to sports. Again, these are some of the unsung heroes that we have, and people don't say much about them, even though they're doing so much to contribute to sports in Sierra Leone. Again, football is not the only discipline in Sierra Leone when it comes to sport. There are other areas of sports discipline we not a showcase as much as we should do. But it's very important for us to be able to showcase some of those disciplines because it give opportunity to the one they were able for play football. It could give the opportunity for participate in an element of sports, either be it basketball, hockey, volleyball, beach volley. We have beaches in Sierra Leone, but we know they participate in any beach volley sport. In any beach sports. But we get the beaches, then they boku, but we know they participate for nothing when it comes to beach activities. I mean, we can see the likes of Brazil, we get beach there where they participate in almost all the beach activities when it comes to sport. They play beach football, they play beach volley, and they get their women and men and girls and boys to be involved. But we get all these facilities. We get people that we not get beach na them country there, but then they make sansan just for me to able to participate in those different forms of sports in disciplines. But Salone, we have all these opportunities and we're not taking advantage of them. So I will say thank you to Desmond because I'm one of the people who they push the various different kind of sporting disciplines in Sierra Leone, and we hope see God continue for guide and protect them for making able for push things them to the level at which He wanted it to be. So thank you very much for doing that, Des, and we will get you shortly tomorrow for the African Cup of Nations final. We will take place between 7 o'clock UK time and Morocco host nation to play against Senegal. We win 2023 and don't win before, and possibly we will see another spectacular footballing nation to emerge as victory for tomorrow's final. Now we go back to the Nigeria-Egypt match. It's still 0-0, 77 minutes gone so far for the entire match, and we yet to see no goals from both sides. Nigeria don't get 2 goals when disallowed. One just towards the end of the first half, and then the second one immediately when the second half starts, then disqualified that goal for offside. So since they don't introduce Lukman and Inyobi, the game for Nigeria has changed a little bit and they don't defend well, and now they are attacking. So the attack has been increased in terms of the shots on target, and they do everything possible in their own midst now for make sure they secure a goal before the end of the second half. We don't want to go into extra time on this particular match, and we don't want this match to end up again with penalties because it will be not an interesting thing to watch. It will just be mind blowing for no say. Then they come back for can kick penalties for decide who that go get the third place position in this particular tournament. But like John Summer said earlier on, the 4 teams that they at this level are all capable to win this particular tournament so far. It's very interesting for look at the capacity of the Mohammed V Stadium today because like we will complain a couple of times over the past couple of weeks where the tournament starts. Some games that maybe they play, you hardly see not even up to 1,000 participants. The way or supporters or fans, the way they come and support then various different countries, then we take part by the competition. But as time goes by, we will see some of the other games that we get full capacity like all the Arab nations they maybe they play, most of their matches are fully attended. They get the full stadium them when the matches then they now only the other African countries the number be the struggle forget the fans them for go and watch those particular matches. But again it's football and you only give access to those that you think you want to give access to. I know say visa going to Morocco has been a little bit difficult because the Moroccans don't really give visas that much to other African nations. It's very much difficult, except if you're an African that lives in a country that is not a third world country that depends on support or survival in Morocco. So that's maybe has been the problem. Now Egypt is on the attack again. Mo Salah on the ball, 1-on-1. He lost it and he goes out for a goal kick in favor of Nigeria. I know he was expecting, and that's my man. Like I said to you earlier on, he's the man on the flyer, and he's one of the greatest strikers then for Egypt. And since they introduce him, he don't get a couple of chances. Then we are not say able for Berry, but he has been of great difference to the Moroccan to the Egyptian side. So far, so good. This has been a very interesting match, and that seems to be like a foul. It's like a push. Yes, that was a push by the Egyptian defender against the Nigerian player. So is the referee going to check on VAR? Is that decision being made? Not yet. What are they waiting for right now? Everybody seems to be anxious and looking forward to what will be the decision of the referee, whether that push on the Nigerian player inside the Egyptian 18-yard box is going to be a foul or isn't going to be a foul. We're still waiting for signals for VAR check. Are we? Yes, we are. We are still waiting for signals for a VAR check. We don't know for what particular incident, whether it's the incident inside the Nigerian 18-yard box or the one inside. Yep, it's the incident inside the Egyptian 18-yard box, which is most likely going to be a push and another push again also inside the Nigerian 18-yard box. Oh, play on referee says no VAR check for those two incidents, and Nigeria is now on the attack once more. 81 minutes gone of the second half of the entire match. That's a cross, a deep one, and headed out by Egypt down into the 18-yard box of the Egyptian side. And Nigeria is now in control in the midfield. They're knocking the ball around. 1-on-1 in the midfield. Kicked out by Egypt, and Egypt is in control. That was a long pass, and Mo Salah was not able to catch up with the Nigerian defender, so he stayed back and allowed the play to happen. Nigeria is now defending. Iwobi has been introduced. Lukman has been introduced. We yet to see Osime and any other. That was a nice play by Lukman on the left flank, and they did a nice decent cross, and it goes right into the hands of the Egyptian goalkeeper, who has been very impressive so far within this match. So far so good. It's 0-0. 82 minutes played. Like I said, we don't want to go into extra time of this particular match because it will be very much frustrating for people who wants to see this match in 90 minutes play, not for another extra 30 minutes and then penalties at the end. It will not be a decisive side for both sides because it will be the luckiest side that is going to win this particular third place position. Now Nigeria is in control once more. They're knocking it to the left flank. And Nigeria is still in control. 1-2 inside the 18-yard box. Now across again outside. Defended well by Egypt. And now Egypt is on the counter. Yes, Egypt is on the counter and lost it again to Nigeria, who's been defending very well so far in this particular match. As we all know, Nigeria will be very much pleased to possibly clinch the third place position of this tournament, and Egypt will also be happy if they are able to make it through and secure the third place position in this particular competition. So when they talk about Salon, let's go back to Salon. Because Salon, the South side will all come out, and we also want to make sure say people understand what in the Salon football they all about. We've been very quiet over the past couple of weeks, and I would say over the past couple of months, since we came out of the World Cup qualifiers, and we're not able to see much to happen yet for the national team. We're not able to participate in any other friendlies since we lose out from the last tournament, from the last entry competition. So we don't know exactly why that has happened. We've heard rumors of Calon asking for more money, otherwise he will quit. We don't know whether those rumors are true, and we yet to see anything else that has happened other than just people posting stuff about the new administration. Yes, the new administration is important, but it will only be important if you make any difference into what the game stand for right now. We've seen the likes of Daddy Brimer doing in rain, although they accuse him of embezzlement or corrupt practice of the national team fund. We haven't seen anything better within the past couple of years in Syrian football. So as much as Daddy Brimer has been accused of all things where they accuse him for. So, well, I don't know whether those accusations. Yo, that's a miss by Nigeria. I don't know much about those accusations, but they're very important to be followed through because now some of them accusations then they make not qualify for maybe run again for the third time or making able forget the opportunity for contest for be the SLFA president again. Like Egypt is now on the attack once more, and a foul has been blown against the Nigerian side, just about 10 steps away from the 18-yard box, and a yellow card has been issued as well. Simon, the captain, has been very active over the past couple of minutes. And the reason for this is because of a push. So yeah, like I say, interesting thing did not happen. Now Salone over the past couple of years, in terms of the football we so dearly love. Football has been one of the most interesting things that is bringing joy and happiness to Sierra Leoneans, both on national and international level. But national level things is slightly changing. Now you have a couple of footballing grounds that they possibly generate funding. Inside Freetown, we get a couple of football grounds. Then we get AstroTurf pitch, which is not a bad thing. And those AstroTurf pitches, then they generate some money, but the environment is still not yet conducive. When I say the environment, like approved schools so very nice. They're in a very congested area. I don't say we game did it, the game go full because everybody would love to go and watch football there. Now Egypt is about to take a free kick right at the edge of the Nigerian midfield. 18-yard box, and the ball hits the Nigerian players and it comes back out again. And Egypt is in possession, and Nigeria has taken control of that position, and they are now deciding to build on an attack. A long pass all the way down the flank and across to the Egyptian goalkeeper for a back pass. So like I say, a lot has happened, and we know say approved school in a very congested area in Akisi. Oh, they expect see if game did it, the game will be fully packed by the people that will love football. But again, the environment is not conducive. What I mean by that is the fact that I've been there once, and I'm not gonna say not fit for purpose. The pitch is okay. I worked on the pitch. I did a couple of ball exercise there, so I'm not considered okay. The pitch fine, but away from the pitch, you now look at the stance. Then we start when they snap for watch this game. Look proper. So basically, then just go walk on the pitch and then forget about the stands because the stands also important. Then the other facilities the way for the inside these particular grounds, no, they. There is no shopping. There is no shopping facilities. You not get any shop. Then put they sell proper things. Then we then go make money from. You not get shops. Then we go sell drinks, water. Proper establishment. Not so just the one where they sell akara, pancake. Fine, all those are okay, but they should be able to regulate some of these things so they can utilize it to make more money. We then go use for support these football grounds or then this particular football team. They also a club. Then they use approved school as their own playing grounds, whether home pitch or away. So the facilities the other day are very poor. So as much as Daddy Brahma don't sky for make install the AstroTurf pitch there, so but the structures of a football ground is not just on the pitch. It's not just on the pitch. The changing room are not okay. The changing rooms are definitely not okay. And the pitch now no more gets something where you will be happy with. Apart from the pitch, everything that's surrounding the pitch is crap. When I say crap, I mean it. Not a joke. I ain't sugarcoat them at all. It is totally not acceptable. Yeah, you don't do the ground, the football ground, so then you go play football. What about the surroundings? Because the surroundings now they help now for generate fund for that particular football grounds day. And if the surroundings is not conducive, then what's the point of spending money on the pitch and you don't actually make money on the other side of the pitch apart from just renting the pitch? Because then they rent the pitch anyway. And when they rent the pitch, people pay to come and use it. But it's not just all about renting the pitch. The facilities surrounding the pitch is also important. So if you create a couple of shops them on the pitch, I mean on the surroundings of the pitch, while you shops them, you create different stores the way they sell different things them. You create stores the way they sell memorabilia of the clubs. You make them a little bit decent. When I say decent, like somebody feel for go watch match na approved school. It decides to well, okay, half time I want to take a quick lunch. Half time I want to buy snacks. But not everybody that goes there will be comfortable to buy snacks, to buy something, except the one the way they live there. It's no disrespect to them. But at the same time, you for create a better facility surrounding the pitch than what you just get. Because what you just get now, what you just get. And that's not good enough. And when I say that's not good enough, we're not able to utilize them properly because not all man go feel comfortable for go there, for go buy food, for go buy drinks, or for make use of the facilities. I don't know what the toilet facilities are like because definitely if I'm go there, I'm for just go see how they do the toilet facilities. But those are the initial crucial things that we have to say the federation for beginning put focus on, not so just for playing the game no more. The surroundings of the game also is very important because that surrounding then they help for generate fund for the clubs then. Yeah. So I know say Lions don't launch the young pitch. I don't know what's in the facilities of the pitch side yet. I don't know what's in what's in the thing that we don't bring cam surrounding the pitch. Their focus is just the pitch. Oh, we don't get AstroTurf. Fine, no problem. Anybody can get AstroTurf, but the surrounding of the AstroTurf one that they get, is it conducive? Is it generating money? Is it good for people to go and use those facilities? Do you have a club room, changing room, media centers? Is it all inclusive or is just the pitch? So these are the things that we should be looking at. Yes, you can get a small stadium, but inside that small stadium day, you forget a proper changing room for both sides, home and away. And when I say proper, a convenient changing room, not so just then concrete slab and nobody puts there, but a convenient changing room managed by the club authorities. You forget a refreshment areas for drinks and other facilities or for food stuff that you go able for serve. You forget a restaurant or canteen because these are all areas you can generate money from. Yeah, you can also get some facilities then where you go able for use, we go utilize more fun. Maybe do some rooms then we go rent out to people and for cancel for open shops. So basically when you get in shops and they get below they can sell memorabilia of the club, vest, t-shirts, key rings, they have 5 in there. But we will not just rely on the pitch no more and then forget about the pitch and surrounding. Because again, if somebody we're able for spend calm and he decides say, oh, I not enough for say we club gets a replica t-shirt then we'll go buy or replica vest then we'll go buy for supporters vest for example, then he can buy. He go buy some nice TV go on for take say, oh, I mean can watch game now approved school. Oh, I mean go watch game now Campbell Eagles. Oh, I mean go watch game now Osum Stadium. Oh, I mean go watch game now Bo Rangers then ground. What are the other facilities that are available to generate fund is what is also important. So inside that club facility, sometimes if you not get a club room or bar or restaurant or canteen, that canteen will be running every other day. It will be open every day because in the train. Then they play football day. Matches are being played like twice a week or 3 times a week. So all them time then they run their matches then they what's in the club they generate. Other than you get them people who they can sell then half have food, half have drinks, and then the place go dirty after the game. Yes, we'll not foresee the place go dirty after the game, but it means the environment is not going to be that much conducive at some points. So, not of us will go out for make them like a 5-star stadium. Oh no, the stadium too small. There is not much you can do. Then create the facilities then we able for create within that small space where you get. We're not gonna say go find a bigger place, we go really far away. But if that's the case, why not? So say anytime people that utilize that area, they can able for do a lot more than just watching football. If you go to Manchester United, okay, that ain't too far. But I'm not go Manchester. Okay, look, I say you go to Millwall. Millwall is too far from where so we did Division 1. If you go to the football grounds, it's massively big. Okay, we agree. But also, they get various different facilities then within that grounds where they do all things. Because each stand where they gets canteen, gets restaurant, each stand. So after time or before the match, the one way they go through that gates there, through that entrance there, then they're able to buy food and drink at the canteen or at the shop before they go watch the game. You're only allowed to take plastic cans inside there. So that's an impressive start because again, then they generate money and then they generate employment also for the people who they run those facilities. That's how important it is. I don't talk boku today right now because I think the match has just finished for the first and second half, and now we possibly they come and go into an extra time of the third place for the African Cup of Nations, where they take place now Casablanca right now at the Mohammed V Stadium. So the second half done. And now we wait for can start the other 15 minutes extra time added. Well, extra time of this particular match. And if we not get no goals for the extra time, 15 minutes, then we're going to penalties, which is what none of us will possibly want to see. We want to make the match play, let people then play, make them score goals during the play games area and period. Then we go for extra time. We end up the extra time with no goal and then penalties. It's making the game too boring. Yeah, because penalties, yes, I'm not saying it's bad, but when team don't play, then don't score 2-2, 3-3, 4-4, then yes, we're now going to penalties and everybody will be excited. But in this kind of game where no goal, no day, and then we go to penalties for the decisive period, and I think it's a bit too, well, not too boring, but too tight. So Isime hasn't even started yet. Maybe they will introduce him for the last 30 minutes of the match. So now they're clinching. Then the toss for Usai for start off Simon. Then next to Mo Salah, one of Africa's greatest player in the Premiership. And then Liverpoolians, right now they're going to watch and they want to see Mo Salah not for come back again after this African Nations Cup. But maybe Santiago will come back. You never know. Because he's thinking of leaving Liverpool and go elsewhere. So far, so good. We are about to start the first half of the 15 minutes each to be played by both sides. And after that, if they fail to score any goals, they're going to go into penalties, which will be the decisive moment for the third place position on the African Cup of Nations 2025 in Morocco. So Mo Salah is having a brief discussion with his team, and his coach is standing next to him, whilst Nigeria as a team are rallying around each other with their arms together over each shoulder and being discussing stuff with their coach and other people responsible. You have the full team right now, the full squad, and Osimhen is still standing there talking to the manager, and we don't know whether Osimhen is going to be introduced again, but I don't think so. Maybe he will come on within the last 15 minutes or the first 15 minutes. But we're not seeing performance yet in this competition for the third place. But hopefully he will be introduced immediately after the second half starts. I mean, the first half of the 15 minutes start. So there, for the one that we get football grounds in Sierra Leone, I beg the honor to have to work on the surroundings of the football grounds, not to just the pitch. Because the pitch, yes, not only play the game, but you can also raise and generate fund and create even employment for facilities that really around the football grounds. Like I said, all football grounds gets refreshment area, gets canteen or restaurant, and each stand also get the same. Can you imagine you're gonna check a swimming stadium, no stand, no day we get refreshment area. People in the can sell food inside the stadium. Why should they watch the game? So man, they are like Karadea, Ginger Beer, Bisab. Whilst the game is playing, there is no canteen facilities. So only outside go buy food now outside before you can inside the stadium. But not to all man able for buy food can inside the stadium with them. Some people go there in a hurry. So at least on every stand you should have a canteen or a small area where go they sell food or drinks shop. Because after half time, people are coming out on the pitch. I mean, people are coming out of the stand. And the new stadium when the bill may not make a bench for all. At least may not make a bench for all. Well, if they make a bench for all, if you're not bad stable, people able to get side for stadium, we're going to be very comfortable and convenient. Most of the matches now in all most of the grounds, then people are standing instead of sitting. But at least they've got sitting areas. If not plastic seats safe, make it day. So everybody's seats will be numbered. So you know for say really kind of this particular match, you get seats 22, now go 5. You don't need for worry. If you just see 22 or 5, your seats will be there available for you anytime we can inside the match. Some people might be running late. They come, you don't get seats, but don't pay. So if you don't pay for your seats, you should have your seats. If you not sit down there, let you day empty. Because if anybody occupy your seat, that means that person did not buy tickets. But if everybody really go inside the pitch buy tickets, then every seat should be allocated to an individual that may have paid for that seat. So if that individual does not turn up, that seat remains vacant. So we get for understand that. And we get for make sure say with Sky for build around the facilities of the football grounds them, not to just the fact say you want for Lake, you get stadium, you get ASCO tough pitch, but you not get side, outside you the gain, outside you the sell refreshment. I think that is not a good sign at all. Everybody should have the opportunity and access to be able to have refreshment during and after the match, but not to the fact say you not even get team for drink. You know they. So it's bad. Yeah. So I think we should be able to get that sort of understanding. I don't know what the referee is saying to the 2 goalkeepers right now. Well, I think he's holding them to bay, telling them about what he's likely going to say to them. Are they going to do extra 15 minutes here? I'm not sure, you know. Let me think again because I'm not seeing anything like a startup of the extra 15 minutes. I think they're going straight into penalties. Wow. Interesting. Yeah, I think they're going straight into penalties. No extra 15 minutes is going to be added to this match. Yep, I think they're going straight into penalties. And we are now going to get the penalty kick out by, yes, straight into penalties. No 15 minutes added time for this one. It's straight penalties. Well, the Egyptians and the Nigerians are anxiously waiting to see which one of these 2 countries is going to get the 3rd place position for the African Cup of Nations 2025 in Morocco. Penalty shootout is about to start and Nigeria is going to open the penalty shootout. And unfortunately, Osimhen did not feature in this match at all. He was on the bench till the end of the second half, and the penalty shootout have just about to start. And Nigerians number 10 is going to start the first penalty for Nigeria. Referee is ready. Whistle is gone. Now it's up to the player to make a move. Saved by the Egyptian goalkeeper. Penalty being saved. A very poor one taken. And it is directly, it goes straight to the Egyptian goalkeeper for a brilliant and perfect save. So Nigeria has missed their first penalty. Now it's the Egyptians' time to also take their first penalty in this particular penalty shootout. Nigerian goalkeeper is getting ready, he's going to the goal. And he's going to be up against the man himself. One of Africa's greatest, Mo Salah. He missed. Again, it's 0-0. The goalkeeper made a brilliant save. So it's 0-0, no goals by the first two penalty kickers. And Mo Salah has missed his penalty that should have given them the lead in this particular decisive penalty shootouts. I'm getting some problems with my streaming right now. Okay, it's back to normality again once more. Nigeria have missed and Egypt has also missed. And now we are getting on to the second Nigerian penalty kicker, who wears the number 22 jersey, kissing the ball before he puts it down. And the Egyptian goalkeeper is a proud man right now by making his first saves. And also the Nigerian goalkeeper will be a proud goalkeeper for his country. Now we are ready for the second penalty kicker to make his move. Yes, he is making his move. And he scored. So 1-0 to Nigeria. And we are now waiting for Egypt to have their second penalty kicker to be ready. Nicely placed. Totally deceived. The ball goes to the right and the goalkeeper goes to the left. And Nigeria has secured the first leading goal. And my man now is coming to take his own penalty. A very prolific striker for Egypt. And the Nigerian goalkeeper is anxiously waiting on his goal line, waiting for the referee's whistle to go. Is the goalkeeper ready? Yes. The striker is ready? Yes. And he's taking off. And he saved it again. Oh no. Marmoush has missed his penalty. Just as Mo Salah did. Same to Marmoush. And that one goes straight in the middle of the goalkeeper's post and saved by the goalkeeper with his legs. And as we speak currently, Nigeria has taken the lead in the penalty shootout. So we're now waiting for the Nigerian captain to come and take the third penalty. As Egypt has missed their first two, Nigeria scored the second one. And the Egyptian goalkeeper is complaining about something which we don't know. And he's just trying to confuse the confuse the referee. Well, not really the referee, but the Nigerian penalty taker. So we are now waiting for Nigeria to take a 2-goal lead in this particular penalty shootout. Now the captain is on the ball and he's ready. Is the goalkeeper ready? Yes, the referee has signaled his whistle and is now up to the captain. And he scored! So Nigeria has taken a 2-goal lead. Whilst we are waiting, if Egypt missed this one, they will be totally out of the third place position for the African Cup of Nations 2025 in Morocco. Yes, Simon did score his own penalty. So Nigeria has taken a 2-goal lead in this not electrifying penalty shootout, because again, this is the third place position, even though each and every team will be proud to take home a medal and they will be taking home the bronze medal. It is still something to be proud of. It is nothing to be ashamed of at all. So Egypt now relies on this penalty kicker to be able to secure them another opportunity to maybe have another space to be able to take another penalty. Goalkeeper is ready. Referee is ready. Now it's up to the striker. And he scored. So yes, he has given a lifeline to his team. And Egypt has been given another lifeline. But if Nigeria score the next penalty, then they have won the third place of the African Cup of Nations. So now the pressure is all on the next Nigerian penalty taker. And that is going to be Inyobi. Is he going to deliver for his country as he may have done it for his local club in the UK? At the level of the Premiership, now we're having Inyobi to go and take the final penalty for Nigeria. And if he scores, it means he has taken his country to secure themselves for the third position of the African Cup of Nations 2025. Now here he goes. Yes, he scored, and it's all over. It's all over. Nigeria has won it, and they have made it to the third place of the African Cup of Nations by scoring 3-1 in the penalty shootout, which means nobody else will come and take a penalty shootout for Egypt because they will not be able to cover that deficit. Yes, is it going to happen? Oh yes, it is happening. Oh my God. How comes? They've taken 4 penalties. Nigeria have scored 3. Egypt have only scored 1. So after this one, possibly likely, it will mean Egypt will be out for a 4th place position in the African Cup of Nations. So it all relies on this Egyptian player right now. And he scored. So Nigeria has to go one more time, I think. Is it? Do Nigeria have to go one more time? No, I don't think so. I think it's over now. It should be over now. It should be over now, I think, because they have taken 4 penalties. Nigeria has taken the lead to... No, it's not over yet. I think it's not over yet. Interesting. This is very interesting. So Nigeria has to score. Now Lukman has the honors to take it to the end of it all. So if Lukman does not score this one, then Egypt has to score their next penalty for them to equalize on the score line. If Lukman scores, that means it is over for Egypt. So it's now 3-2, and the 5th penalty is to be taken by Lukman for Nigeria, as the score line is 3-2. Is Lukman going to score his penalty? Yes, he scores, and it's all over. He scores, and it's all over in favor of Nigeria, and they have won the 3rd place of the African Cup of Nations 2025 at the Mohammed V Stadium in Casablanca. And thank you very much once more to Nigeria for actually securing their place in the 3rd position of the African Cup of Nations. And Egypt has unfortunately lost this one, and they will be going home, not too far from home, after a decisive penalty shootout by both nations. And that's the end of Mo Salah. Well, not the end of Mo Salah, but that's the end of Mo Salah's journey for the African Cup of Nations. Maybe, just about maybe, he's going to retire from the national team, but we're not sure yet. But we 110% believe that he's going to leave Liverpool this season for another club, possibly within the Arab states of maybe Saudi, or wherever he's going to go will be one of those Arab countries that are now paying exorbitant amounts of money to superstars like him. So today's match is officially over, and Lukman has taken his country, Nigeria, to the 3rd place of the African Cup of Nations 2025 at the Mohammed V Stadium in Casablanca. So yes, it is what it is. Proud Nigerians are going to be collecting their third place medal today. I think, yes, are they going to collect it today? And now you have Osimhen and the entire team going around to celebrate and saying thank you to their fans. And you have a few of the Nigerian players celebrating with the Egyptians, and they seems to be very happy for securing the third place in this particular competition. So it's not a bad thing at all. At least they are going home with some medals, although they are going home with a bronze medal. Maybe, just about maybe, they might want to keep them in Rabat tomorrow, maybe before the start of the match or maybe after the finals, to be able to receive their third place medal. But normally their third place medal should be issued to them today on the pitch side, but maybe the structures might change, and if it does change, they will be definitely receiving their third place medal tomorrow. But otherwise, we should be seeing now the setup of the medal presentation that should be issued to Nigeria, as they have secured the third place position of the African Cup of Nations 2025 at the Mohammed V Stadium in Casablanca. Okay, let's forget that. I don't think that is going to happen. Maybe they'll do it later on, but they don't want to show us that side of the competition. So we'll leave it for now and then go straight to the commentary. And the commentary, yes, not going straight to the commentary, but come straight to our viewers on Facebook who has been watching us on YouTube. And we want to say thank you to you guys for staying with us for the past 90 minutes of this particular third place position playoff. And we know for sure that tomorrow we will be back here for another edition of Sierra Media Live on YouTube and Facebook with our live football commentary. We're definitely going to have some guests online, and they will be able to talk to us about the final and express their own views of Sierra Leone football and also African football. I know the game has developed a lot, and Morocco has spent a lot of money to compete with other European nations to showcase what African football is made of, even though there are controversies surrounding that. But again, money has to spend in the game, and we know for sure Morocco has done a lot to spend money on the African football. So basically, we're saying thank you to them once more for doing that and for making sure that the African football has gained momentum all over the world. Now, even the European clubs are very much concerned about how they are going to be losing top flights European players who plays for various European clubs in Europe that are representing their country. As we all know, the World Cup is just around the corner from now, and we are definitely going to be covering all the African matches in the World Cup. We are yet to go and showcase at the World Cup, but we never know, maybe not this one, because we've seen the controversies surrounding visa applications or some of the other people that might want to go, and maybe accreditations concerns are also being raised by the so-called government that are responsible to host this particular one. But football is football, and football should not be covered by politics. When football is covered by politics, it kills the momentum of the game. It makes the game derailed into what people don't want it to be. People just want to go to those places, have fun, celebrate their countries, and just watch football. That's all they wanted. I don't think they should use it as a gimmick to be able to stop countries that have qualified to be able to get access to visas for their nationals to go and support their countries in this particular tournament. But that is another discussion for another day. But we are looking forward for tomorrow's final between Morocco, the host nation, and Senegal, one time Africa's best, and still possibly will be able to have a big upset for the host nation. And I know the host nation, when they play in their home grounds, it is not an electrifying statement. It's an overstatement to say it will be electrifying, because you don't want to be in that environment when Morocco is playing against you on their home turf. They are very passionate about football, and we've seen a lot of money being spent on football in Morocco. So they will not take any chance tomorrow, and they're going to do everything possible to deliver to their fans, especially the ones that have been dedicated for all these years supporting Morocco, both in the World Cup, in the Afcon, and other competitions around the world. So stay tuned. Don't forget to follow us and join our Facebook page. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube page as well, as the Sierra Media crew is going to be on the next Afcon that is going to take place in East Africa. So keep watching for that space. Definitely, we didn't make it to the Afcon this time around for various different reasons. But yes, accreditation were issued, and based on a few things, we decided not to go and cover this Afcon this year. But you will definitely see us in East Africa come 2027, I think. Yes, 2027. So hopefully we'll be there, and you will be there with us, and we'll take you through all the process of what we normally do when we get to the Afcon. So stay tuned for till tomorrow for another edition of Sierra Media on Sport, and we'll bring you the final of the African Cup of Nations 2025 with no doubt. Today, we will say congratulations to Nigeria for winning on penalties against Egypt, and Egypt might be going home today or maybe stay over to watch the final tomorrow, and they will be packing up to go back home. Some of the players are going to be running back to go to their local clubs or their clubs that they represent in Europe or other parts of the world because they are highly needed. The Afcon has been great this year. We've seen spectaculars in terms of performances on the pitch. We've seen support fan base has increased, and today we are still surprised to see the turnout of the African Nations Cup third place. Normally, it does not generate enough audience at all, but today has been a different one because Mohammed V has his full capacity. So stay tuned. Don't get anywhere tomorrow. Join us at 7 as we bring you the final of the African Cup of Nations. For myself and the Sierra Media team, and for the 2 or 3 people that we spoke to today online, Biggie is one. Is a Nigerian friend who lives in Lagos and travels all the way to Morocco to cover Nigeria in this particular competition. And of course, I've got my man Desmond Payne, who is always supporting whatever we do on sports and other areas of concerns in Sierra Leone, and is a very dedicated sporting personality that talks about all the sporting disciplines, and majority of them is not just football, hockey, basketball, volleyball, and just to name a few. And also, my man, John Sama, one of Sierra Leone's greatest midfielder, was online today as well. And definitely, I'll try to get him again tomorrow so that he can give his analysis of the African Cup of Nations final. He's been following the tournament from day one, and we've been having discussions behind the scene about the way the game has improved and what are the surprises that he may have saw in this particular tournament. Maybe, you never know, just about maybe, he will one day coach the national team. So at least he's learning a lot from what is happening in Africa right now. So thank you very much once more for watching. I want to say thank you to our viewers on YouTube. And I want to say thank you to our viewers on Facebook. And I want to say thank you to all those that have made contribution. So until tomorrow, have a good weekend and bye-bye.